Today I'm going to kind of go over how to use a combat simulator in Milky Way Idle. Um, the prerequisites for running this aren't necessarily that you need any extra scripts. You could technically go to the site and manually input stuff. I use Violent Monkey, which is a script runner that can that I also have editable tools as well as Milky Way Idle tools. I would recommend these scripts. They're very useful. You'll see extra stuff around here that um, you probably don't see on yours if you don't use these. There are extra information, tips, and other tools. You can see all the tools down here. Um, but the main one I'm going to be covering today is the combat simulator. So I'm already in a battle. You don't have to be in a battle, but you do need to have your equipment equipped if you want to do very easy simulations. So let's say you start a group battle and you want to, um, let's say you want to simulate how you would do in this scenario or many other scenarios. So the first thing you have to do, especially if you're in a group, you need to refresh your game. And then you need to click each person's profile. Once you've done that, you can go in here and click import. And you can see that each user is now within my combat simulator. And you can see each person has all of their stuff imported. If you didn't use the scripts, you would have to import this stuff manually by hand, um, and that's no fun. So let's say we want to simulate the bear with it. So that's what I'm running right now. We can go here and we can see that I'm running T3. So we would want to set T3. Um, we can also select individual players if we want to do this. We can change different things around. I'm going to just do exactly how I currently have it set up, and we're going to do it for a 24-hour simulation. Click that. This is a really good way to see if you're going to be able to finish a dungeon with a group. So immediately the main things I'm going to be concerned with if I'm in a dungeon is stuff like whether or not this player is going to die, specifically myself. But it's always good to see how often your teammates will die as well. So let's say I'm like curious if I'm going to have better luck uh, getting key fragment drops with a different item. So for instance, I'm currently wearing my magnetic gloves at +9. Um, so let's see, I can come down and check my no RNG drops. RNG is going to give you different numbers each time because it's RNG. That's sort of the name of the game. If you go non-RNG drops, you basically turn off the randomness of it. So you're going to get very consistent numbers generally. They might change slightly. But if I come down here, I can see over 24 hours, I will get 14.221 brown key fragments. So what I can do is I know that inside my inventory, I have these Dodo Camel gauntlets at +6. So I can come in here and I can change these to Dodo Camel gauntlets plus 6, and I can rerun the simulation. And this is a good way to test your gear. So let's say you're getting, a high number of deaths per hour and you're not sure exactly why that is. You can go ahead and change your food around, your drinks. You can change your abilities and see what will actually prevent you from dying. Or if you're actually wanting to find more profit or um, see different ways of experience gains, you can go that route and check it. So let's see. So we have a 13.119. So you can see that I'm getting one less per 24 hours with the dodo camel gauntlets. Um, so it's just a way of sort of being able to plug in different scenarios and test different ways of doing things. Let's see. So one other thing I like to do here, um, let's say I want to just find out what's the highest. Let's say I want to grind for experience or I want to grind for gold. I can start a new simulation and let's just turn off these people because let's say I just want to solo. Um, I could sim all zones, so I could do all of the planets slash zones. And let's see how I do here. So I'm not going to do the early ones just because it'll take a while and there's no point to it. I'll do those and let's see what comes out. All right, so it's done running. So now we can click this all zones data. We can actually bring up sort of a spreadsheet and see what's our what's our best sort of profits. It's going to highlight them in green, which is really nice. If we come down here, we can see total experience, Golem Cave 1. If I'm running the the current setup that I input, it's looking like Golem Cave 1 is going to give me the best total experience, um, the most stamina, XP, intelligence, attack, melee. So overall, I'm getting the most out of Golem Cave 1, but I'm also spending the most here. If I want explicit profit, Gobo Planet 3 is going to be the way to go. Um, so yeah, that's how you would figure that out. Well, yeah. And then you can export this to CSV if you want. Um, there's also you could do non-zones. You could do solos. You could get a group together and you could do just simming all of the dungeons and seeing how you would play. Obviously, you would have to have these people imported. If I tried to run just us three against the dungeons, we would fail. It's just not going to happen. Um, so I hope this helped. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but I think that everybody can benefit from using Combat Simulator. It's a really good way to fine tune your builds and figure out how to best win at Milky Way Idol. Thanks for watching.